What's up, guys? We're here with Peter, who's been tearing up the local scene with his Stages Lucci deck, even before the ban list. I think you've been winning like locals left and right, and even a Treasure Cup Corona.
Yep, that's right. Got the top four with the Treasure Cup Corona. I think my record's around 28.5. It's slightly more now. I think it's about 33.6. I think. Yeah.
So obviously, still a very good deck. Doesn't need the stage at all.
No, as soon as the announcement was made, I actually took out the stage and just started practicing with running the deck without stage. So
Yeah.
yeah, it works really good.
Sweet, sweet. That sounds awesome. So can you go through what kind of your matchups and what you think was good, what you think was bad?
I've versed everything, and while running this past few locals, the hardest one would probably be Dofi. They just go too wide too fast, and you need a lot of 2K counters, and you just run out. You just run out. So I've lost the two Dofis I've versed. I did lose to them, and now also I've lost to and now. If they pressure you with double rationale, it's tough. So you have to remove it. Like
Right.
you have to double remove in one turn, and if it doesn't, it's too much pressure.
Right, right.
So they're healing, and even if you KO it, they'll just trash their life, and then they can just heal again and get value. And the other thing I lost to was what was it? A Bonnie. Same thing. I got pressured twice with the Hody Jones. So double Hody Jones, and I couldn't remove the second one, and that was the end.
Yeah. But obviously, you're
Yeah.
still finding a lot of success with this deck.
Yep. So even BY Luffy, that's probably one of the hardest matchups. But you just build a board, and you can build a pretty big board with the Morias. Just keep spamming Morias, get cards out with the Spandams and the Rebecca's. So just keep filling up your hand.
Yeah, sweet. Shall we just get right into the deck profile?
Yeah, sure. So, 3 Surus, pretty standard. You do need to run them and actually hard play them sometimes, but you're kind of desperate at that point, so not the most ideal. 4 Spandam Searchers, pretty self-explanatory. 2 Helmet Bolas. That is just specifically for the Gecko play, basically. And if you don't have that, you got Surus. And I've got 3 Spandine. Some people like running 2. I like to see them, so I do run 3. Just basically for consistency. And if you trash it early, you got CP in trash and activates a lot of effects. A bit controversial. A lot of people don't like to run Brooks. I like running it on curve. It's really good. They have to focus on removing it. If you attack with it, it becomes a blocker basically. It becomes a target all the time. So if you play it on 3, it sticks. You play the Sabo, it sticks. You get value out of it 2 turns from now, basically. 3 Rebecca's. Some people run 4. I find that 3 is enough. You don't need to be running it all the time because you can just, instead of Rebecca, you can just hard cast. Well, you get Brook out or Lucci. Rebecca only is really good if you've got the Spandine and trash, and obviously the Lucci and trash, and enough cards in trash. And that's usually late game. So another 2K. 2K. You don't really play it at all. It's just 2Ks. And 4 Khalifas, really good on curve if you go second. You just want to get stuff in trash. You don't really play it otherwise. If you're playing it, you're kind of desperate, and it's a tail sign. You don't really want to play it at all. To complement the Rebecca's and the Spandines, you got Rob Lucci. I run 3. It's a bit bricky. You only really need to see 1, and that's it. The rest of the time, just trash it from Khalifa or Sabos, which is the next card. So 3 Sabos is really good against black matchups. So mirrors or Morias, if you put 2 of them down, you're winning. You're winning. So you're just swinging with lead, Sabo. Next turn, swing 7, Sabo. and then now you've got 2 6K attackers. I might increase that because 3 sometimes you don't see it, so I might go to 4. Kaku, 3 of them. Not the greatest play at 5. You'd rather be playing Sabo or Brook with a removal. I mean, a Suru or something that negs. So, yeah, you gotta make sure you got stuff in trash as well, and you want that stuff in trash for Lucci later. So, you kind of don't want to play that as much as possible. Some staples. 8 Morias, pretty self-explanatory. Here's my top end. I do still run E-shows. 2 of them, just 2 of them. It is great for the body matchup. If you put it down, usually after a Hawkins turn, it's really good. You can remove 2 things next turn, maybe even 3 if you've got the Gecko. This and like an Ice Age or something. That's gonna go in OP8.
You're not gonna run any more after in the next set?
No more. Don't need them. That gets straight up replaced with Jack. Same with the Sabo. Playing around with the ratio. The Sabo comes in really good against the Dofi matchups, but there's not many people that play Dofi or Boa, and that also comes in handy against the Reiju matchups, which is probably one of the hardest matchups Lucci comes across. Yeah, I usually run 2-1 or 1 and 2, just testing it. But these 3 go for Jack because that's the most optimum 7 Dom play. 2 Stussies. As long as you stick 1 Spandan on board, just KO the Spandan and KO anything. So that's for 9 cost Zoros, other Stussies, any big body yellows basically. Yeah, just KO anything without any troubles. But you gotta make sure you're a healthy life and healthy hand. And I've got my events. So I've got 3 Tempest Kicks. It is a late game sort of play, so you don't really need to run 4. Yeah, some people like playing it as soon as they get it just to draw a card. I think that's not a good use out of it, so I do save them for later. And the start of the show. 4 Ice Age, that replaced the stage. That's awesome if you go second. You go Brook and Ice Age. Yeah, basically Brook and Ice Age. If you go second, Brook and Ice Age, or Kaku and Ice Age, or even Lucci and Ice Age. I like going first because if I play an Ice Age and play the Moria, I can KO something big and something mid. So that's usually the combo.
Sweet. Yeah, so you kind of touched on it before earlier about the next set. So with OPO 8 just around the corner, what other changes do you think you'll make apart from just the Jack?
Replace the Kaku, the 4 cost Kakus with the 5 cost Husus. Just 3 of them. You don't really want to play them. It's good to trash the Luccis from the Husu. So if you don't have a Sabo, the blocker Sabo, you can play the Husu and trash this, and that way you've got something in trash. Because that's just a brick. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Just the Husu for the Kakus, and then replace the 8 cost for the Jacks.
Sweet. Well, thank you very much, Peter. Congrats on all your wins.